Today we're taking a look at these MLB matches: Chicago Cubs vs San Francisco Giants, Boston Red Sox vs New York Yankees, and Los Angeles Dodgers vs Atlanta Braves, which are happening on Saturday, June 5, 2021, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes. Let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. And if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 270 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours and hours of your time searching the internet for some fake betting predictions and losing your money because of it. Join High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advices instantly. The Chicago Cubs have a lot of offensive threats scattered throughout the lineup, like catcher Wilson Contreras. He has a .791 OPS this season with 9 home runs and 24 RBI with 3 stolen bases. He is 8 for 26 with a home run and 2 RBI in his last 7 games, so he is getting hits and slugging the ball. If he can continue to be a good weapon for the Cubs, it will be even more difficult to navigate their lineup. This one is going to be interesting, as Stewart held the Padres in check as a last-minute starter Monday after Williams hit the eel. Meanwhile, Gausman has been terrific all season long, but his track record against the Cubs is galling when you look at the numbers. He did just shut down the Dodgers in his last start and preceded that with 5 scoreless frames against Arizona and 6 scoreless against Cincinnati. Gausman has allowed no more than 1 earned run in any of his last 8 starts and in 10 of his 11 outings this season. While that means regression might be coming, it's hard to gauge when that might happen. San Francisco won for the 5th time in 6 games as they earned the victory in the battle of division leaders Thursday night. The Giants entered Friday holding a 1-game lead over the Padres in the NL West race and a 2-game edge over the Dodgers. Buster Posey, run, Alex Dickerson and Brandon Crawford 2 runs, 4 RBI. Each had 2 hits for San Francisco in the contest. Crawford clubbed his 12th homer of the season to break a 2-2 tie in the 5th inning and send the Giants on to a victory. Anthony DeSclafani, 5-2, earned the win as he threw 6 innings, allowing 2 runs on 4 hits with no walks and 4 strikeouts. He also added an RBI double in the 4th inning that tied the score. My betting advice for that game is to pick San Francisco Giants on the money line. The Red Sox don't just want to beat the Yankees, they want to humiliate them. Don't think for 1 second the Yankees wouldn't be aiming to do the same if they had the rising monster roster. The Red Sox are one of the best offensive teams in baseball, and they have a pitching rotation that's standing its ground. Boston has simply been the more consistent and better all-around team this season. They showed it in the series opener in their ability to keep the Yankees pitch hunting for a total of 15 strikeouts. But it was their offensive effort early in the game that really put the Yankees on their heels. Granted, that last statement will get tested with Eduardo Rodriguez slated to start at pitcher on Saturday. He's throwing a 5.64 ERA with a 1.44 whip on the season. When he's on the mound, there's enough wood cracking to build the world's largest bonfire. Even the lackluster Yankees batting lineup should be brimming with hope ahead of this matchup. The New York Yankees have lacked punch at the plate this season. New York is 26th in team batting average .267, 24th in slugging percentage at .373, and has scored the 25th most runs with 213. The leading performer at the plate has been Aaron Judge. The right fielder is leading New York with 13 home runs and 30 RBIs and also has a team-high .532 slugging percentage. No other player for New York has double figures in home runs. It would be a tough pill to swallow if they can't get anything going when staring down Boston's Eduardo Rodriguez in their home building. But it also needs to be said that what you see is what you get from the Yankees. Judge's bat is the only one that scares anyone right now, with him leading the team in home runs, RBIs, and batting average. He's basically a one-man batting army out there. The better question is which offense you trust behind each pitcher. Jameson Taillon is being backed by a Yankees lineup heavily dependent on Aaron Judge, but Boston's Eduardo Rodriguez has J.D. Martinez, Rafael Devers, and Xander Bogaerts. He also has the league's number 5 ranked run-scoring offense, while the Yankees have looked like a mess at the plate. And yet, the reality of the team is the fact they're only averaging 3.74 runs per game this season, with little to no knockout power at the plate. They were a top 10 team in isolated power last season, and now, they're the 7th worst in the league. On the mound, New York has seen much more success than at the plate. The Yankees team ERA is 3.25, which is 5th in baseball. New York has the second best whip at 1.09, and opposing hitters are averaging only .212 after plate against Yankees pitching, which is the 3rd best. Garrett Cole is leading New York in wins with 6 strikeouts with 104 and has the best ERA of all starters at 2.26. New York will hand the ball on Saturday to Jameson Taillon. The Yankees right-hander is 1-4 with a 5.10 ERA and 55 strikeouts. My betting advice for that game is to pick Boston Red Sox plus 111. The Dodgers bounced back from their series loss to San Francisco by taking 2 of 3 games from St. Louis in their last series. Third baseman Justin Turner leads the team with 53 hits, including 9 home runs. Left fielder Chris Taylor, right fielder Mookie Betts, and first baseman Max Muncy all have 48 hits. Muncy has blasted a team-high 13 homers. Shortstop Corey Seager is on the injured list with a broken hand. Los Angeles will be facing an Atlanta pitching staff that is number 21 with a team ERA of 4.43. Left-handed veteran Clayton Kershaw will take the mound for Los Angeles. He has been solid on the road, going 4-2 with a 3.06 ERA. Kershaw is 7-4 with a 3.33 ERA overall this season, striking out 77 batters. They are 2 games behind the Giants in the NL West standings and will try to make up some ground with a win over the Braves, which will give them their 3rd win in their last 4 games. Kershaw has been one of the best pitchers in baseball throughout his career, but that provides value fading him in this spot. Much like LeBron James in the NBA, Kershaw is always going to get public betting action. His numbers are only slightly better than Morton's this season, particularly over the last few games. Morton has a 2.50 ERA over his last 3 starts, making him one of Atlanta's best starters. The Braves snapped their 2-game losing streak with a win over the Nationals in their last game. Third baseman Austin Riley leads the team with 54 hits and a .302 average. His improvement this season has been a major storyline in Atlanta. Right fielder Ronald Acuna Jr. has 53 hits and is tied for the MLB lead in home runs with 17. Atlanta is in the midst of a frustrating, disappointing season. The Braves were one of the NL favorites entering the year, but they have lost several starting pitchers to injury. They have lost 4 of their last 6 games coming into this series, including a 4-game split with Washington earlier this week. Atlanta salvaged the series with a 5-1 win on Thursday afternoon. Despite the frustrating start, the Braves are still 2nd in the NL East. They are 3.5 games back of New York in the standings. Atlanta's offense ranks number 16 in the MLB with a team batting average of .234. Second baseman Ozzie Albies has 50 hits, while shortstop Dansby Swanson has added 48. They will be facing a Los Angeles pitching staff that is 3rd in the MLB with a team ERA of 3.18. Right-handed pitcher Charlie Morton will start for Atlanta. He has won his past 3 starts and has a 2.50 ERA in those outings. Morton is 4-2 with a 4.26 ERA overall this season. They will try to keep the momentum going with a win over the Dodgers, which will snap their 3-game losing streak to the Dodgers. My betting advice for that game is to pick Atlanta on the money line. Good luck to all of you. That's it for this video. Stay tuned and stay safe for the next betting tips and advice.